And it's good for us not to think that. Because God is the one that uses people. If they can sing good, if they can teach good, if they can do anything good, it's God. It says that I'm the high priest. I serve in the tabernacle of God. I go into the holy of holies. And I'm a prophetess. This is Mary saying all this. Look at all those who follow me. All in the pride. Pride acting, I, me. So Miriam had to not only become bitter, but she was all into pride. God told me, look at all these people that follow me. And I'm a prophetess. We was working with a church, and the preacher got up and said, look at all these people that's been here a short time. Look at all the people I got. And most was his relatives and a few other people that, was not related to him. And it was a little while later, I said short time, but it wasn't a long time about that. The people left. Why? One of the reasons could have been just what she said. Look at all these people. Well, she said, look at all these people that follow me. He said, I've been here only a short time. And look at all these people. But then when the people stood up, he asked them to stand. Majority of them was his family. But those that were related to him. And a few others, another family that was not related. And the family that was not related, they ended up leaving. God did not like when people get all in the pride thinking they so much and they can do so much. Because they're so smart. Because again, if you're smart, it's God who made you smart. God cannot let this continue. He called the three siblings to meet him. He was sharply rebuking the pair for the presumption of speaking against his servants. This is another reason nobody has to take up anything. If somebody talks against you, you just leave it in God's hands. You don't have to go and defend yourself. Let them go right ahead on. And I'm trying to think of Michael Jackson's daddy, and they were saying something about that Joe Jackson put about. He was accusing him of abusing Michael. He said they wasn't abused. He said if they did want to come up his children, he gave them a whipping. And he was saying something about when the people were questioning him, it didn't faze him. He said, Michael, whatever it was, the accusing, Sean would remember it better than me. Whatever they were accusing him of, mistreating Michael, he said Michael didn't have a problem because he was happy. In other words, okay, if somebody accused you of something, you let them go ahead and accuse you of it while you going to the bank. So the man was just so comical when he was saying that. I just laughed because it was funny. They could never get that man down, no matter how many times they accused him of abusing his children. He'd say all the way to the bank. While the people talking, you just keep on rolling because you can't stop that. So, but anyway, he wasn't being in the pride. He was just speaking what he felt was the truth. So it says here, God got them together, all three of them, and he punished the ones that was talking about his servant Moses. And went on to say that he put a curse on Miriam. Moses, in humility, asked God to forgive his sister and remove the curse from her. God agreed that after 7 days she could be restored. But the nation suffered for her sin. So when a person sins, they don't just hurt themselves, they hurt others who are looking at them. And I asked God a question one time. I said, Lord, why you let this person continue to be pastor, minister, and be in leadership? And some things were going on wrong. He said, I heard the Spirit of the Lord say this, well, if I took him down, it would hurt so many other people, that come. And they don't really necessarily make God out of him. But he had a big influence on them. So for the people's sake, he did not, take him down. Because it's God who determines who stays up are the ones who are taken down. And said, In the Bible it says that what more punishment would she have had if she had spit in her father's face? So he put her out of the tent for 7 days. No one could move one step closer to the promised land until the 7 days were completed. She suffered for being bitter. She suffered for being bitter and having jealousy against her own flesh and blood. But some people might not suffer for that. It could be for anybody in the leadership field, or just a member, just a lay person, and somebody's talking against them. Right. You don't have to take it up. God don't want to take it up. When we take it up, He won't do nothing. But when you just go ahead on and let people talk, God will take it up. To them nice. And I heard Brother George saying when it was Sunday, when he was up, there's something about people who were talking about him, maybe talking against him. But he said, I still treat them nice. And sometimes you can know it, but you still supposed to treat people nice. Don't go to them and ask them. I heard you was talking about, somebody said to somebody else, I heard you was talking about me. And the guy said, yeah. And challenge that other guy. Yeah, I sure have been talking about you. The big muscular guy. You know, sometimes it ain't good to run to people and ask them. And just in case they might say, yeah, then what you gonna do? See, we can usually think that they don't say, no, I ain't been talking about you. Some folks will say, yeah, I sure was. Now, what? You know? So now I'm going to a depression. And I'll be soon pension. I don't like to ask people that. Because they might say, yeah. And so, you know, that's not a good thing to do. Okay. And now, depression, give a few scriptures on that, then we're done. Bitterness. God ended up punishing her for being bitter and having justice for her own brother and talking against him. Alright, and then depression says, Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord goes before me. He will march with me. Amplified Bible. He will not fail me or not let go or forsake me. I will fear not, neither become broken in spirit, depressed, dismayed, and unnerved with alarm. When we know that God goes before us, that means He gets there before we do. If He sends us somewhere, we don't have to worry about the way being made because He already made the way. He's there before we get there. So we don't have to be dismayed or be depressed or be fearful. I heard one lady say, Master, she said, you can fear. You can be fearful, but don't walk in fear. You can do it. You still have fear because sometimes you go and be fearful. But just do it anyway. Do it afraid. That's what she said. Do it afraid. Sometimes, now I was in school, when I was in high school, I think my book was missing, and turned out that I was kind of wrong about it, but anyway, I accused this person, they were saying something, I didn't know it was a book somebody else was missing, and me and this other person right just for that. And so I went to this person, and I was so angry enough to fight. But I was just angry, and I had never been that angry before in my life. But as it turned out, I was wrong, and I did have her book, but I thought it was my book because we write a lot. So I was too ashamed to go to this woman and apologize. But having humility, one side is just admitting that you be wrong. Sometimes it hurts so bad to admit you're wrong. But and I was talking to somebody, a relative, family member, and we were looking at a video up here one week, and she was saying something that the woman said, and I said, I disagreed. Said, well, oh, no, I don't think she said that. So anyway, she wasn't nobody getting angry. And so what she was talking about, it turns out that she was right. And I kept on telling her, I said, you sure right. I was wrong. You sure right. Because sometimes you have to make sure you're telling older people that. I said, you sure was right. I was wrong. You was right. And the more I can make, the more I said it, the better they felt. And I didn't even care. Okay, God's my shield. Psalm 3:3. He said, God's my shield, my glory, and the lifter of my head. God is not people. God is our shield. We have an